Hello friends. Do you know the flatfish that is likened to a mermaid? Please join me to visit fish and prepare them into wonderful dishes. Okay, this might not count as a fun fact because all you need to do is look at a flounder to know this is true. But since this is one of the most distinctive characteristics of flounder, it's worth mentioning. Flounder are flat fish, meaning they have a flattened body that helps them blend into the seabed. Unlike many other fish, both eyes of the flounder are located on the same side of the body, facing the sky. This makes sense, since the normal eye structure on each side of the head means that one eye will always be buried in the sand. However, flounder don't start out flat. Juvenile flounder look like any old larval fish, with two eyes on either side of the head. As they grow older, their bodies change. Eventually, more muscle and tissue begin to form on the underside of one eye, pushing it closer to its partner. Finally, they both rest firmly on one side of the head. We know that flounder are considered flatfish, but they are not the only species in this exclusive group. There are more than 600 species of flatfish, all of which belong to the order Pleuronectiformes. They are known for their flat, oval bodies with both eyes on one side of the head. This body shape is unique among fish because it is asymmetrical. Take a moment and visualize any other fish that comes to mind. Aren't they all the same on both sides of the body? Most fish are bilaterally symmetrical, meaning you can draw a straight line between their eyes and down their body and both halves will look the same. Not so with flatfish. Other famous flatfish include flounder and black flounder, two very popular types of seafood. Pacific black flounder, Hypglossus stenolapus, can grow to more than 8 feet long and 5 feet wide, earning a the nickname, barn door. The largest fish ever recorded was caught off the coast of Alaska and weighed nearly 460 pounds. Changing color could actually be useful in the ocean. It could help marine inhabitants hide from predators. The bait just approached its prey stealthily. Flounder are masters of camouflage, thanks to special cells called chromatophores that help them blend into their surroundings. Essentially, these cells change shape to allow for more or less color based on signals from the brain and are the same cells used by octopuses. They are generally darker on the upper part of their body, which helps them blend in with the seafloor, and lighter on the lower part, which helps them blend in with the illuminated surface as they swim up to capture prey. Take a look at 5 other creatures with the ultimate camouflage ability. No matter where you live, chances are there's a flounder relatively close to you. In the Western Atlantic, summer flounder are found from Canada to Florida and are a popular commercial and recreational fishery. In the Gulf of Mexico, the aptly named Gulf flounder can be found on rocky, sandy and seagrass bottoms. And in the North Pacific, olive halibut is a delicious fish often served as hirami in sushi restaurants. Both big-tooth flounder and sand flounder, two common flounder groups, belong to the Paralichthyidae family of more than 100 species. We know that many species Opportunistic predators to the core, these burrow into sandy or muddy bottoms and wait for prey to suddenly swim after them. Then they pounce. One of the many reasons flounder fishing is so appealing is that you can target them most of the year. Whether it's spring, summer or fall, these gifts are in the mood to devour your gift. The truth is that if there is bait fish around, flounder will feed throughout the day and night. One thing everyone agrees on is that the bite is best at high tide. Smaller flounder come out to play in the dark, while the largest fish feed just after sunrise and sunset when it comes to seasons. Spring sees flounder return to shallow waters after their winter break offshore. Follow their favorite dishes and you will soon be enjoying them. This is the time to hit the grass and catch a tie in a few feet of water. Activity around wharves, bays and docks is very good. Early summer is probably the best time to fish for flounder. With higher temperatures, flounder will move out of shallow water but remain inshore. The ideal spot for shore anglers is in water up to 30 feet deep. During the warmest months, the bite is also strong in inshore and offshore areas. Fall means unpredictable weather, but it also brings with it flounder fall. On their way home offshore, flounder devour anything that gets in their way, including your bait. Be brave under the weather and your sacrifices will pay off. Things slow down in winter because flounder are less active and harder to find, especially since this is their spawning period. That doesn't mean it can't be done, just that it requires a little more patience and skill. You might think that some types of fish might have too strong a flavor or be difficult to cook. Troutner recommends trying different species to find what you like. If possible, buy responsibly sourced fish, which you can learn about from NOAA. Flounder are hardy saltwater fish. It's a light, white fish that has a similar texture to tilapia and is high in vitamin B12. Unlike tilapia, halibut has omega-3 fats. Next time you make a recipe that calls for tilapia, try switching to halibut instead. Like halibut, haddock is a very lean fish with less than 1 gram of fat per fillet, so choosing this fish can be a great way to get more protein without extra calories. Saltwater fish is considered to have a richer flavor and more texture than its closest relative, cod. Unlike cod, haddock contains good amounts of omega-3 fats. Most types of fish are generally considered lean sources of protein. Technically, this means it contains less than 3 grams of fat per ounce or less than 10 grams of fat in a 100-gram serving. Be careful, because fish is a lean source of protein, many recipes will add fat when cooking or serving to enhance flavor. Save fried fish for special occasions and limit the cream sauce if you eat fish regularly. In particular, there is no right or wrong type of fish to choose to lose weight. Even fish that contains good amounts of omega-3 fats is still lower in calories than other proteins but offers the added benefit of essential omega-3 fats. Preparation can derail your weight loss efforts. Because the fish is lean, be careful not to overcook it and choose to use citrus juice or broth when cooking or serving to keep the fish moist and appealing. Avoid fried fish or fish topped with or served with mayo, sour cream. Adding more fish to your diet can help you reach your weight loss goals. But the bigger benefit of eating fish regularly is its heart-healthy omega-3 fats. All types of fish contain protein. The amount of protein in a piece of fish will depend on the fat content. In general, a 4 ounces piece of cooked fish will contain between 22 to 28 grams of protein. Vegetables: you will need Korean radish, a large green onion, sliced onions and red and green peppers. I used spicy Korean green chili peppers, Chongyang gochu, but you can use serrano. In my opinion, Korean radish is not optional. That's a must in this recipe. Galchi. Galchi is a type of fish with a mild taste with a bit of ocean saltiness. The meat is white, and soft, with many bones inside. When cooked properly, this fish dish is amazing. You can often find them fresh and pre-cut at Korean supermarkets. If you can't find beltfish, you can also use mackerel. Mackerel has a much stronger flavor, but it's still really delicious with this recipe dipping sauce. The sauce is very important in this dish. You need to get it to the right flavor and consistency. One of the best parts of galchi jorum is pouring the sauce over the rice. The flavors are delicious. It's sweet, spicy, salty, with a faint taste of the ocean. The seasoning sauce ingredients are listed below, but I wanted to mention a few of them here. I used a mixture of coarse gochugaru and fine gochugaru. You can just use raw if that's all you have. I use fine gochugaru because it retains more of its spiciness when braised, while coarse gochugaru gives it more color. The fine powder also mixes better with the liquid, so the final product is a nice, deep red color and doesn't have too many individual flakes, which are also annoying when stuck in your teeth. The plum and ginger cooking wine is also important. It helps remove the fishy smell of the belt fish and also adds some really pleasant complex flavors to the dish. If you can't find it, you can use mirin instead. Rice water. When preparing rice for this, save the rice water when rinsing. Rice water is very effective in eliminating fishy odors. We will soak the cleaned snakehead fish in rice water for about 30 minutes in the refrigerator. You can find pre-cut belt fish in the fresh fish section of your local Korean market. Sometimes you have to go to the fish counter and ask the fishmonger to clean and cut the fish for you. Belted fish has a strong fishy smell that Koreans call bai rin nae. Most of that smell lies in the smooth, silver white skin. You will need to carefully remove the skin by scraping it with a knife. If you are not sensitive to fishy smells, you can skip this step. A lot of restaurants don't remove the skin because it looks better that way. Instead, they take more measures to eliminate odors by soaking rice wine or a mixture of water. And vinegar overnight. I'm not sensitive to the fishy taste, so I personally don't remove the skin when making this dish at home, but I followed this recipe because most people will probably like it better. You also need to soak the fish in rice water to remove the fishy taste. Belted fish has a slightly sweet, very delicate taste that goes well with